Hi guys, welcome back. So excuse all the mess that's happening behind there, like yeah, it's just life. But yeah, today we're just gonna have a little chit chat basically about breastfeeding and the struggles that I've had, etc, etc. So yeah, this is just basically my experience so far and just my frustrations. It's more actually a rant video because yeah, it's just been a little bit difficult. So breastfeeding is something that I wanted to do from the get-go. I just wanted to be able to breastfeed my son just because of nutrients and the bonding and everything like that. I never did, even in my wildest dreams, ever consider formula. Like, it wasn't a thing for me. But like pregnancy, like birth, like a lot of things in life, things don't always go your way and how you plan for them to go, unfortunately. So with breastfeeding, in the hospital, baby latched on fine. You know, the midwives had a look at him, he was sucking away, and he was fine. It looked like he was getting everything that he needed to get, so I was quite happy and everything. So when we got home, so the first night that we got home, you know, he's latched on fine, he's sucking, but obviously baby was crying a lot. And then it was just that thing of, okay, so I think he's not getting a lot of milk. That was the conclusion, basically. I had a chat with Todd's mum and we're like, yeah, I think that's the reason, because the way that he was crying, it was quite a lot and it wasn't for any other reason besides that. So yeah, what we decided the next morning after we'd slept in at home is, okay, cool, let's just buy a bottle of formula, see how he gets on. And once he had the formula, because he drank quite a bit, he was fine. He just settled a lot, and I was like, oh my goodness, it looks like maybe I'm not producing a lot of milk. But obviously this was only like 2 days after he was born, so maybe the milk just hadn't come in, because I think the midwives had said that initially, it's called colour something, I don't know what it's called, but it's quite thick and it's not flowing like milk, like the milk actually has to come in. So I was like, okay, cool, let me just be really patient with it, let me alternate and breastfeed and give him formula at the same time as well. So I was doing that. I remember actually before I gave birth, I asked somebody, my boobs are not leaking at all, they never leaked, nothing ever happened. I was like, oh, does this mean that I'm not going to have a lot of milk? Which was something I was really worried about before giving birth. Like, I never leaked my boobs, nothing ever came in, it was just what it was. But apparently no, it doesn't necessarily mean that, but in this case I think it did mean that, because yeah. Anyways, now, so I was just alternating, trying to really breastfeed baby at times and then formula, breastfeed, formula, whatever, throughout the day. But I think it just got a bit overwhelming because baby was taking more to the bottle than he was to my breast, which was really demotivating, but I just kept trying. So at that point I was like, okay, cool, let me just try and stimulate my boobs, just to try and get the milk out. So I would be pumping, and I will insert some pictures of how pumping went initially. So initially quite a bit of milk was coming out, which I was like, okay, cool, it's not loads and loads, but it's quite good enough for now. So I was able to give baby that breast milk as well as the formula, as well as him actually trying to breastfeed off me. So obviously that was all really tiring, but I think for me it was just the shock as to how difficult it is, because I just thought your baby comes out, you put him on the boob, all this milk comes out and we're all good to go. But obviously that's not the reality. Obviously, just venting to my mum and that, she said that with my younger brother she didn't produce a lot of milk at all, and it was just that, do you know what I mean? So I was thinking, oh my gosh, is this genetic? Am I not going to be able to breastfeed my baby? Because if my mum had trouble doing that, then maybe it's the same for me. And I was researching loads of things and whatever. So since then I've taken so many things. So I've got some breastfeeding vitamins, I have a herbal tea that I have been taking as well. So with the herbal tea, I found that it was actually really good. On the first 2 days that I drank it, as soon as I drank it, my boobs would start leaking, so the milk was actually coming out. Although it wasn't a lot, it was a step in the right direction, basically. Yeah, so I've been taking those two things and trying to pump and trying to put baby on and everything. So as far as I'm concerned, I was thinking, okay, cool, he's latched on well, but now I'm not 100% sure. When he is sucking, it feels like he's really going at it, and you know, the boobs are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and he sounds like, yes, he's actually drinking. However, I think it's just about the quantity. The quantity isn't a lot. So because I've tried so much, and also I think the most demotivating thing is when I put baby on the boob, he's like scrunching his face, like he's so disgusted, and sometimes he will actually gag, like ugh, like he does not want the boob. And you know, you're trying to give the best to your baby and you're watching him make all these faces, and it's like, wow. I actually don't know what to do. Obviously a lot of you have sent me so many recommendations, help, and loads of stuff, basically, like loads of information and stuff that's worked for you, etc., which a few of things I have definitely tried. Recently someone actually recommended these seeds, which she said that, you know, they worked quite well for her. I tried the seeds and I drank them at night when I was sleeping. When I woke up, like my armpits were stinking of actual like curry powder, like it was actual like spices, because even though I've showered, I can still quite strongly smell it coming out of my armpits. So I don't know whether the smell is just penetrating through my pores or what is happening, but I don't think I can drink that, because if that's how I'm gonna smell all the time, that's not good at all. That's not good at all. But I was really hoping that they were gonna work, because the person who recommended them was like, oh, they're so amazing and everything like that. But yeah, I think right now, obviously I'd said to myself I'm giving up because it's just so tiring. Oh yeah, and also the other thing that I wanted to speak about was appetite. So once I gave birth, literally once baby had come out and we'd come home, my appetite went out the window. When I tell you, even if I thought of anything at all, I couldn't physically eat it. I've been struggling to eat. Sometimes I go the whole day without eating, because I just physically could not eat. It's not that I didn't want to eat, because I remember even one of the days I called my mum up, I was literally hyperventilating, crying my eyes out, because I was like to her, mum, I'm starving but I just cannot eat. I had no appetite at all, like at all. If I was to eat, it would have felt like I was really forcing myself and I'd probably just throw up. So that was really difficult. Now it's getting a little bit better. So what I found is I have to eat really bland food, so like oats and stuff, which oats are really good for breastfeeding anyway. So I was like, okay, this is good. But I've been having like homemade smoothies and things like that, or just having like sadza, which is the Zimbabwean dish, the white maize meal, if you don't know what I'm talking about. So just having stuff like that rather than having fancy meals with like loads of ingredients and stuff like that. So I've really been trying to have that, but obviously if you're constantly having porridge and oats and the sadza and everything like that, it is just a bit like, oh, I cannot. But I guess these are the sacrifices that we need to make for our kids, right? Because yeah, for me it's been quite a shock in the sense that obviously your body is taken over when you are pregnant. And then I thought, okay, cool, I will have to recover once I give birth, but I didn't think my body will also be taken over after, which obviously makes sense, because if somebody is breastfeeding, they're gonna need your body to be in good condition and stuff for them to be able to breastfeed. But I just didn't realize how difficult it was gonna be. Yeah, I even went as far as looking online for prayers for breastfeeding, just giving it all to God, because he made our bodies, he knows how things work and whatever. So if he can just spare me and give me that grace, so that I can breastfeed my son, that's all that I was asking for. But yeah, in terms of what I'm gonna do now, I am just gonna contact the midwives and just see what they have to say, because obviously they're there to help me, but I just haven't taken or used those resources yet, because I was really just trying to push through, because in my mind I was thinking baby is latched on well, maybe now he's just getting used to the bottle, because he feeds so much, like he's always constantly so hungry, like he just drinks a lot of milk, so I wasn't able to help. So I think because I have to constantly be giving him the bottle, I think he's so used to that, because like I said, when he's on my boob he's literally like and like gagging and stuff like that, but when I put the bottle in his mouth he's like going for it and just sucking the life out of the bottle. So far that's been my breastfeeding journey. It's been quite difficult and really demotivating and just really sad. Yeah, it's just not been the one. On Instagram I showed you guys which pump I was using, which is the Medela one. So with the Medela pump, oh sorry, I'm just trying to reach out to it. This is the one, so it's a freestyle one like this. So I have like a bandeau top, so on Instagram you'll see what it looks like basically, which you just leave the thingies, the bottles on there. And with this came quite a few other like accessories and stuff. So I've got here some microwave bags and some storage bags, and I also have came with this bag that has that you can put everything in, and some other stuff, but basically I didn't bring it around me. But yeah, this has been good. Unfortunately I haven't been able to use everything just as of yet, just due to the lack of milk that I've been getting, because for instance with the storage bags I haven't been able to use them, because when I've pumped whatever I've pumped, because it hasn't been a lot, I just give it straight to baby in the bottle without needing to put it in the fridge or anything like that. So yeah, that's it. So as I sit here right now I really want to give up, but tomorrow I'm gonna give the midwives a call, just see if I can get somebody over to come and help me. But if it's just because I just can't produce a lot of milk, then obviously that's gonna be really sad, but I'll have to come to terms with it. And yeah, so sad, but it's okay. As long as the baby's healthy, as long as he's feeding, and as long as he's growing, then obviously I just have to be happy with that. It's just unfortunate that I couldn't go through what I wanted to go through in terms of feeding the baby, but hey ho, in life you can't just plan these things. But hopefully next time we speak about breastfeeding, I'll be in good spirits and I'll have good news to tell you guys. Like, yes, we've got the milk out. Right now it is still coming out a bit, but obviously like you saw in my previous video, the day in the life, it was literally just a little bit. But I'm just gonna keep going at it until the person comes, and when they give me all the information and I still can't produce, then we'll say, okay, cool, we're done. But from now until then I will just try my best and just see how it goes basically. But yeah, that's my breastfeeding journey so far. Thank you to everyone who's given me all the information and just recommendations and stuff. Obviously I can't try everything. I also don't want to overdo it with so much information, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this is basically just a continuation of the breastfeeding video, because basically I ended up speaking to the midwives and everything like that. So I think all in all, the best decision for me and baby right now is gonna be for me to stop breastfeeding. Obviously this has been really hard on me, and I've literally felt like such a failure as a mom, only because I really wanted to breastfeed him 100%, just because of like nutrients and stuff like that. And yeah, I think in my head I personally preferred to have breastfed. I thought that was going to be the best decision for him, and that was my preference. So yeah, it was definitely really hard. And yeah, but I feel like the breastfeeding process is quite emotionally taxing, because it is also strenuous on your body, and like obviously mentally and everything like that, and emotionally, like it's just a lot. I feel like I did try my hardest, like I really tried, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to breastfeed, because having looked at all the reasons as to why, it could have been anything, but I'm just not producing enough. And also the reason why it's the best decision for me and baby is because Azariah, guys, drinks so much, like it's ridiculous. I think in the last 24 hours, well, when we've like calculated, because essentially he feeds when he wants to, so we're not really planning like, oh, every 4 hours is when he feeds, no, because we just found that he's really always hungry, so whenever he's ready to feed, we just basically feed him when he cries or whatever. So yeah, in the last 24 hours he's had a liter of milk, and obviously that's not going to be possible whatsoever from my body. And if it was to come from my body, it will be such a lot on me, because right now I'm not able to eat or anything, so I can't even produce anything. Like I don't have the energy, and I know I'll be really tired and everything like that, so it will just be like a hot mess. On the plus side, I think it's been easier in the sense that with us giving him formula and stuff, his dad is able to have him half the time basically, and I'm able to do my own thing. And also I haven't been as tired because he's not literally taking from my body. And yeah, it's just been more flexible and a lot more, you know, freedom for me personally, because he's not attached to me, and at least his dad then can have some bonding time with him as well, and it's not just him feeding off me. Obviously on the downside, like nutrients and stuff, I know in his formula he still gets what he needs to get, however breast milk is better at the end of the day. But yeah, this was just my experience, unfortunately, and it is still pain in my heart. I think yesterday I literally just broke down. I was crying so much because I was just like, I've literally failed as a mum, and that's how I felt. It was just so disheartening, but I don't think I'm going to be able to put us both through the whole process, because even when I try to put baby on now, he is screaming. Like the patience is not there, because obviously he's used to the bottle now. The bottle, you know, the milk comes out a lot faster, and yeah, he just does not want my boob whatsoever, which is fine. But it was like a big form of rejection, like the rejection cut deep, because yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna force him, do you know what I mean, to take the boob. And if I keep putting him on, he's probably gonna be starving. So yeah, and my milk is less and less now. I've literally tried so many things. So I was taking these pregnant care, what are these, vitamins or whatever, Vitabiotics, for breastfeeding. I had this Milks Up tea as well, this herbal tea. I had this other herbal tea. So this is the one that I had initially. I think I mentioned that my boobs started leaking pretty much instantly after I'd had this, so it was good, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to produce enough milk. And these were the seeds that somebody recommended, which to be honest I should have just got in a powder, because yeah, these were just a pain. But honestly, after having these, like, I stunk. Like right now it's gone down a lot, but it's been so many days and I just literally stink. Then we've got these breastfeeding cookie bites or whatever. So these seeds are included in this, and I can taste the seeds. So the taste of the seeds, and I can smell them as well in the cookies. But the cookies are nice, and the seeds are also included in that. So I guess it's something that really helps with yeah, producing milk, that particular ingredient. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. And yeah guys, I'm really heartbroken, but I shouldn't feel too hard on myself, because to be honest, he is a growing baby. He drinks so much milk and I just can't provide that for him, because him having formula now, you see like how big he's got, like he's so big. And I guess boys feed a little bit more as well, but yeah, I wouldn't have been able to to give him that milk because I'm just not producing enough at all. So I guess this just puts my mind at ease knowing we've got a final decision and not me having to really, you know, push myself so hard and feeling down and whatever, because even with postpartum there's so many aspects in life that you have to be thinking about and stuff. So if you can eliminate something, then I guess that's the best way to go about it, especially if that thing you've eliminated has a solution. So I feel like we have our solution, at least there is formula there. But yeah, it's just been so sad. But yeah, no, I'm really happy because baby is growing so much. He's gaining so much weight and everything. He's really filling out. So at least I know he's healthy, he's fine and everything. But I was just really kicking myself about it because this was the only thing that I ever imagined, just to breastfeed my child. But yeah, I do really feel like a failure. I really, really do. But all is well, all is well. Yeah, I'm just happy that he's happy, and I'm happy that he's growing and yeah, in a good place. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. It didn't have the happy ending that I wanted it to have, but at the end of the day it is fine. I'm sure soon I'll get over it. But yeah, I guess this is what's gonna have to work for our family. And again, thank you all so much for your recommendations, your help and everything like that with everything to do with breastfeeding. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys next time.